Welcome back to Superbly Said Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases. Today we're diving into a collection of really powerful idioms, phrases that add real depth,
They really do. They add confidence to your speaking, too.
And this deep dive, it's actually drawn straight from a SpeakDuo lesson. They're designed to help you become more fluent, more precise.
Right. And it's worth remembering you can practice these idioms and lots of others by connecting with people worldwide on SpeakDuo.com. It's a really great way to make these phrases stick. Real conversations, real practice.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got a fantastic lineup today. Everything from, well, accidental mistakes to real conviction. Let's jump right into our first one. It perfectly captures those moments when you sort of unintentionally step out of line to run afoul of something.
Yes, run afoul of. What's interesting is the subtlety. It means you come into conflict with rules or laws, expectations.
Right.
But crucially, it often implies it wasn't on purpose, an unintentional clash.
So less like defiance.
Yeah.
More like a mistake.
Exactly, like a misstep. Maybe you didn't know the rule, you just stumbled into it.
Okay, that makes sense. Like the example, he ran afoul of company policy by sharing confidential information. You can almost feel the accidental part, can't you? Maybe he thought it was okay or just didn't realize.
But the consequences are still real.
Yeah, it highlights that ignorance doesn't always save you, does it?
Not at all. Which leads to a pretty relatable question for you listening. Have you ever run afoul of rules, say, at school or work?
I think most of us probably have at some point.
Oh, definitely. A common answer might be, yes, I once forgot to follow the dress code at work and was called out for it.
Ah, the dress code. Classic.
It's minor, right? But it still makes you aware of those boundaries. A little reminder about all the rules, seen and unseen.
Okay, so from those unintentional slip-ups, let's pivot. Something with more backbone to hold fast.
Hold fast. This one really speaks about resilience, conviction.
So what does it mean exactly?
It means to remain firm, determined, even when there's pressure. It's not just being stubborn, though. It implies this deep resolve, a commitment to something important.
Like an anchor holding strong.
Exactly that image. Stability when things get tough, strength under duress.
You can really feel the power in that. Think about the example. She held fast to her beliefs even when her friends disagreed.
That takes courage.
It really does.
Yeah.
Especially with peer pressure. It's about knowing your core values and sticking to them. Real inner strength.
Which brings us to a question for you. What's a value you hold fast to no matter what? Consider the sample answer. I always hold fast to honesty even when it gets me into trouble.
That really shows it, doesn't it?
It does. It acknowledges that, yeah, sometimes sticking to your principles is hard in the moment.
But the long-term integrity matters more.
Exactly. It's about that non-negotiable commitment, your moral compass.
Right. Okay, now let's talk about the complete opposite of accidentally running afoul. This time, it's deliberate, to flout the rules. Intent is key here.
Yes, this distinction is critical. Running afoul of is accidental. To flout the rules. That's deliberate disobedience, showing no respect for them.
So, a conscious choice.
A very conscious choice. Ignoring regulations, often with a bit of defiance. You know the rules, you know the risks, and you do it anyway.
And you see it happen. The example sentence just nails it. Some people flout traffic laws by driving through red lights.
Zero accident there.
None at all. It's a clear, intentional disregard for safety, for the rules everyone else follows. Basically saying, my convenience matters more.
Which leads to a challenging question for you. Do you think it's ever okay to flout the rules?
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It is. And the sample answer offers some nuance. Sometimes, like, if you need to break a rule to save someone from danger.
Okay, so context matters hugely.
Absolutely. It pushes us to think about, higher moral calls when breaking a rule might actually be the right or necessary thing to do.
Turning defiance into necessity, maybe even heroism. It makes you think about those ethical lines.
That's
right. Let's shift gears. Moving away from rules and defiance, let's talk focus. Priority. The idiom is to bring something to front of mind.
Ah, yes. Bring to front of mind. What's interesting here is the conscious effort it implies.
How so?
Well, it means making something a main focus, a top priority. Often for others, not just yourself. Directing attention to it.
Like actively putting it at the top of the mental list.
Precisely. An active act of prioritization, getting it noticed, considered immediately.
You see this used a lot, right? Marketing, policy.
Oh, constantly. Our example shows it well. The new advertising campaign brought sustainability to front of mind for consumers.
Right. A good campaign can totally shift public focus.
Exactly. It takes an issue that might have been in the background and puts it, well, front and center, influencing thoughts, choices.
So on a more personal note then,
Yeah.
what's currently front of mind for you these days?
That's a great question for listeners. The sample answer is so relatable. Honestly, my upcoming exams are always front of mind.
Yeah, I think many people can connect with that feeling.
It shows how those big pressures or deadlines naturally grab our focus, dictate where our mental energy goes, our current priorities, basically.
Okay, time for a bit of nostalgia perhaps. Let's talk about heyday.
Heyday. Yes, it's such an evocative word.
It instantly makes you think of a golden era, right? That peak moment.
It really does. It's a noun for the peak, the most successful, most prominent period of something, almost always looking back.
Reflecting on a time when something was really flourishing.
Exactly. But maybe more than just popular, it often suggests a time that felt authentic, innovative, before it got too commercial, perhaps. There's often a bit of romanticism.
And it doesn't have to be ancient history. Like you said, the example's quite modern. The 1990s were the heyday of boy bands.
Oh, absolutely. The sheer cultural impact back then.
Undeniable. You could say the same for, I don't know, classic Hollywood in the 50s. Or maybe early 2000s for flip phones.
Good examples. It's that time when something just reigned supreme, unchallenged in its field.
Which naturally leads to the question for you listening. What do you think was the heyday of your favorite sport? Or music style?
In the sample answer, I'd say the heyday of hip-hop was the early 2000s is interesting because it's so subjective.
Right. Everyone might have a different peak moment in mind.
Exactly. It makes you think, what defines that peak? Innovation, sales, cultural commentary. It's about identifying that moment of maximum influence for you.
Okay, so from golden eras, let's take a sharp turn towards chaos. To go off the rails.
Ooh, yeah. Such a vivid phrase. Almost unsettling.
That visual metaphor is powerful, isn't it?
Oh.
The train leaving the tracks.
It really is key. It means to become uncontrolled, chaotic, a sudden, often disastrous departure from the plan.
Things just spiraling, losing all order.
Completely losing direction, predictability. The implication is usually, well, damage or disruption is coming.
It paints such a clear picture of things breaking down, like the example. The meeting went off the rails when people started shouting.
You can just picture it.
Right. What should have been structure just devolves. Order collapses, emotions take over, it becomes unmanageable.
A perfect description for that kind of breakdown, often leading nowhere productive.
So we have to ask you, have you ever been in a situation that just went completely off the rails?
The sample answer is probably quite common. Yes, one of my group projects went off the rails because no one agreed on the plan.
Group projects, the classic challenge.
Exactly. It shows how easily group dynamics, disagreements, lack of consensus, how they can derail everything, makes things totally unproductive and disorganized.
Yeah, highlights the need for clear leadership, or at least a shared goal.
Definitely.
All right, moving on. Let's look at contributing factors, often subtle ones. The idiom is to feed into something.
Feed into. This one's great for understanding how things build up. Causality, reinforcement.
So what does it mean specifically?
It means to contribute to something or to reinforce it, like a belief, a situation, maybe an emotion.
But it's more gradual, less direct.
Often, yes. It suggests an indirect influence. Different things combining to strengthen an outcome or a feeling. One thing subtly supporting or fueling another.
Okay, so pieces building up to a bigger effect. Like the example. The media coverage only fed into the public sphere.
Right. The reporting didn't just state facts, it actively intensified an existing feeling.
It shows how external things, like media narratives, can shape perceptions, reinforce emotions, sometimes without us even realizing it.
A very powerful concept for understanding public opinion, social trends.
Which connects to a very relevant contemporary question. Do you think social media feeds into anxiety?
And the sample answer gives a strong perspective. Definitely the constant comparison can really feed into self-doubt.
That really hits home for a lot of people, I think.
It links the idiom directly to how these platforms work. Those curated lives, the idealized images, they can subtly but powerfully fuel negative feelings, create a feedback loop.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, from influences, let's switch to suitability, a very practical idiom to fit the bill.
Fit the bill. Yes, very practical. It means being suitable for a specific purpose or situation.
So it just works. It meets the need.
Exactly. It meets the requirements, the expectations. It fulfills the role perfectly, checks all the boxes.
It implies a really good match, doesn't it?
It does, like the example. That small apartment really fits the bill for a student budget.
Right. It's not necessarily fancy, but it meets the practical need. Affordability, maybe location.
Precisely. Functionality meeting specific demands without unnecessary extras. The solution matches the problem.
So let's ask you listening, what kind of vacation would fit the bill for you right now?
The sample answer is lovely. A relaxing beach holiday would definitely fit the bill.
After all the daily stress, sometimes simple is perfect.
It really is. It shows that alignment between what you desire or need and what a particular option offers. A perfect match for a current yearning.
Okay, our final idiom for today. This one is about things that are inherent, unavoidable, deeply integrated. To be part and parcel of something.
Part and parcel. This one really stresses that something is fundamental, essential.
Not just an aspect, but inseparable.
Exactly. An inherent, unavoidable part. So intrinsically linked, you can't really have one without the other. It comes with the territory, you might say.
An integral piece of the puzzle. Like the example sentence. Stress is part and parcel of preparing for big exams.
It's hard to argue with that one.
Right. Serious preparation usually involves some stress. It's expected, unavoidable, just part of the process.
It's an accepted reality of that situation.
So the question for you is, what's something stressful that is, well, part and parcel of your daily life?
The sample answer resonates widely. Deadlines are part and parcel of being a student.
Or many jobs, for that matter.
True. It highlights how certain pressures are just built into a role or a phase of life, fundamental to the experience, even if they're challenging.
Wow, okay. We've really covered some ground today.
We certainly have.
From accidentally running afoul of rules, to deliberately flouting them, to looking back at a heyday and thinking about what's part and parcel of life. These phrases add so much nuance.
They really do. Precision in how we express complex ideas.
Absolutely. Mastering idioms like these, it's not just about sounding more fluent, is it?
Not at all. It's deeper than that. It's understanding cultural contexts, expressing complex thoughts with more clarity, more impact.
Each phrase unlocks a specific way of thinking, a way of conveying meaning that simpler words might miss.
Exactly. Makes your language richer, more insightful.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's a final thought for you to consider. By learning to use these specific, evocative phrases, do you find your own perspective on situations changing? Does your ability to analyze, to articulate what you see, feel sharper?
Think about how these linguistic tools might empower you to see and describe the world with, perhaps, new eyes.